Minister Heather Humphreys, Secretary General Dr. Orla Quinn, distinguished panellists, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and greetings from the Golan Heights in Syria. Today I am addressing you from Camp Fawar, the headquarters of the United Nations Disengagement Observer Force, or UNDOF, on the Golan Heights, where I am the Acting Force Commander. Tomorrow, on the 21st of November, 38 years ago, I joined the Defence Forces as a cadet, not really knowing much about the Defence Forces, but excited about the unknown challenges ahead. I know what you're thinking. 38 years, it's not possible. Yes, I was a child soldier. I joined in 1981, 1 year after women were first allowed into the Defence Forces. There were 6 women in my class with 43 men. The training was extremely demanding, both physically and psychologically, but it was a necessary first step in my journey through the officer ranks. As you can see from these pictures, the uniform and equipment are not what they are today. That's me on the left. What made our training different from other armies at the time was that it was integrated. That is to say, the same training for men and women. So, very few years later, all appointments within the Defence Forces were open to females. Since my commissioning in 1983, I've held many different appointments in operations, training and strategic planning. In 2012, as a Lieutenant Colonel, I became the first female infantry battalion commander. As a Colonel, I held the appointment of Director of Communications and Information Services. I've deployed overseas 8 times in total, 3 to UNIFIL in Lebanon, once to Western Sahara, East Timor and Chad, where I was the Deputy Battalion Commander. I was seconded to the Organisation for Security Cooperation in Europe, OSCE, for 18 months, working in Sarajevo, in Bosnia and Herzegovina, working in the area of defence reform. My responsibilities in each mission grew according to the rank and appointment held. On appointment to Brigadier General in September of this year, I deployed as Deputy Force Commander to UNDOF, and since 16th of October of this year, I've taken over as Acting Force Commander, awaiting the appointment of our new Force Commander. I would like to tell you a little bit about UNDOF and my work here. The UNDOF mission was established by UN Resolution 350 on the 31st of May 1974, following the Yom Kippur War. The resolution called for immediate ceasefire between Israel and Syria and the implementation of the UN resolution. The UN mandate of UNDOF is to maintain a credible presence in the Golan and use its best efforts to maintain the ceasefire between Israel and Syrian Arab Republic, and to see that it is scrupulously observed. We carry out this mandate by positioning our troops in UN posts, by observation, by patrolling and by inspections. Violations of the ceasefire are reported to UN headquarters, where they are dealt with at political level. This slide will orientate you a little more, with Lebanon, Israel, Syria and occupied Syria indicated on the map. The area of separation, where we have our OPs, our UN positions, is bounded by the Alpha Line and the Bravo Line. It is 75 kilometres long and 9 kilometres wide at its widest, and just 200 metres wide at its narrowest. The Alpha and Bravo lines are indicated on the ground by a series of barrels. In 2013, following a deterioration of the security situation in the area of separation, UNDOF troops moved to the Alpha side. Since September of 2018, as the security situation has stabilised, we have made a phased return to the Bravo side. Today, I lead a force of over 1,000 troops from 10 different nations, 4.5% of whom are female. As I reflect on my 30 years of service in the Defence Forces, I think about the importance of role models such as Countess Markievicz. She was described as having a good combination of pragmatism and idealism, and a willingness to engage with her political opponents. As a role model, we could learn a lot from her. She was also described as an aggressive and flamboyant speaker who enjoyed wearing military uniforms and carrying weapons. It's good to know that I have at least 2 things in common with her. It is said, you can't be what you can't see. For me, as the most senior female officer in the Defence Forces, it is important to be visible to other female members of the force, who account for 6.5% of the total numbers. It is also a great pleasure for me to be involved in external engagement such as this. I leave you with the words from a poem by Evan Boland. The poem was commissioned to mark the 100 years since the women of Ireland won the right to vote in the 1918 elections and was launched in the UN headquarters in December 2018. The poem celebrates the women trailblazers of the time, including Countess Markievicz. And to those role models, the poem says, "Give me your hand. It has written our future. Our future will become the past of other women." Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the conference.